Hey guys, it's me, Peter D. Nguyen. So I decided that I'm right now on vacation now, so give you guys a little instructional video of how to properly cleaning your guitar, all that stuff, the classical guitar. So I posted a video on TikTok. It was on June 13th, 2026. Um, yeah, and this is the instructional video I'm gonna show you about. So I'm on vacation, so I don't know how long if I'm gonna continue posting videos on here on YouTube. So I have made a little story on YouTube, so I am no longer going to be posting um, longer videos on TikTok. So I'm going to be posting longer videos here on YouTube. So if you guys look just that. So hope you enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up. Let me know. Please subscribe to let me know what do you think about this instructional video. Hopefully this is very helpful for you. Until then, we meet again soon. Good night. So on July 10th, 2025, I show you how to do an instruction video how to replace the strings on your electric guitar. So I wore the Fender shirt on that day. So I had the microphone located right here on my left of my shirt, up the collar of my shirt. So in this video post for you, I thought to myself, this is kind of different for you. I decided why not give you an instruction guide of how to change your classical guitar strings and properly clean your guitar if needed. So I decided to take this time today, since today is June 11th, 2026. Matter of fact, FIFA World Cup is starting now. So without further ado, I'll tell you what the tools you need, what the things you'll need for this. So on my left right here by my ring light, you're gonna need some stuff that you need to clean your guitar, classical guitar. If you have a need for that, I recommend you should clean it every time to clean your polished guitar cleaning. So, like I said, on July 7th, oh no, I'm sorry, July 10th, 2025, I show you a tutorial how to properly care for your guitar as it is, and this video is properly how to care for your classical guitar strings. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the details on what the stuff you'll need. There's zero over on my left right here. You can see I have all my essentials right here. I have including the nylon strings. This is the black and silver one, so it's my toolkit that you'll need. I mean, everybody needs to have a toolkit if you're a musician. Some polish cleaner and some microfiber cloths right here. As you could remember, I have reviewed my Takamine TC30C, which is still unchanged. Well, it does need strings changing, but I mean, I put strings about maybe a few weeks ago, so I decided why not do this again and give you an instruction how to change out the strings and all that stuff. You can see how the knot looks and all that. So let's go ahead and get into the details. So one thing I should probably point out, if you ever intended to change strings, if in case your string gets dirty, if somewhere by the headstock area or this, or even the bridge, if it gets too dirty, now is the good time to change your string and clean your guitar. So that's the one thing I should probably point out. And the frets too. You want to make sure the frets looks good. Even the fretboard, making sure the fretboard looks good and clean, good or anything like that. Make sure there's nothing in the sound hole, everything like that. Oh, also, make sure your electronics are pretty good and everything else. So yeah, make sure the body looks pretty good. Check to make sure. Oh yeah, there is a truss rod right in there. I don't know if you can see. I'm not gonna mess with the truss rod, so I'm just gonna give you instructions how to properly care for your classical guitar. So let's dive right into it. So if everybody out there who needs to have a toolkit, so you purchase one. It is pretty expensive though. It does have a string winder right here, which is good. Ruler in case I need to make sure if the frets are or how it is. Screwdriver, string clipper, which is also came included, which is great. You're gonna need that too. So in the last video, I said you will need string clippers, string winder, and everything else. Some Allen keys in case you need to adjust the truss rod or whatever, and all that stuff. So without further ado, let's get started. So before I start stringing up the guitar, you want to look at this picture right here, which I'm on Google right now. You want to make sure you want the knot to look like this. And sometimes on the G and the low E string right here, it's doubled right here, which I'll show you how to do. It's kind of a simple way to do. So on the high E string, from the high E to the D, I believe, yeah, it's a D. So it's pretty simple how to do the E strings. Now I have seen people actually do a clef type of knot on the classical strings, which is pretty interesting. Here's the treble clef, which is pretty interesting. I find this interesting. So yeah, of course I'm not artistic of how to make a cleft shape of this classical guitar string, so I'm not going to show you how to, because I don't know how to do that. So I don't intend to, so we'll just skip that part. Like I said, from the G string, from the B to the E is double. So you want to make sure this little part of the string is facing this way, like that, all the way down. Oh, I forgot to mention about the headstock part. So what you want to do is you want to remember how to string the idea how the winding is going to go, and avoid having this touching the headstock part. That's the one thing you don't want to do. So that's kind of a mistake. I have made that mistake before. I already showed you that in the video. Last video I did to avoid these mistakes. So feel free if you need to take a picture of this the winding of the strings. So if you need to remember. So so let's get started. All right, so I just went ahead and just removed the strings off the guitar. So I didn't discard them, so I put it into a Ziploc bag. So first things first. So I recommend you use a dry cloth first to remove any oil and dirt on your guitar, because of course our skin sometimes has oil and dirt on our hands. You know what I'm talking about? Makes it slippery. So just remove any oils and dirt off the guitar, even including the fretboard. So just remove any oils and dirt. So use a dry cloth first. So to just remove any debris on the classical guitar. I should probably tell you that sometimes on classical guitars like this one doesn't have a pickguard, because I heard in classical guitars you use your fingers to play it. I mean, I use my fingers to play it too. Oh yeah, speaking about fingers to play, I do remember from Corey Wong, it was doing the gear stuff. Sony T mentioned I have my fingers, which is pretty dope, so I can use it for playing my bass, which is kind of funny to me. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's important to have hands and fingers. I mean, to grab stuff. I mean, hands is most important to grab stuff, and fingers are mostly counting. So, all right, now since I got the fretboard clean, the body's clean, I think it's time for the stringing of the guitars. So first, let's go ahead and grab whatever nylon string you prefer best. I like these nylon black and silver strings, so these are my favorite. So I like these better. So let's go ahead and open it up and do this off camera. So what I like about these nylon black and silver strings, they actually give you some of these envelopes right here. They include the strings. See, I like this idea. So the sixth string is this part right here, and all the way to here is the first black. So this is the black one. So I'll get to that in just a minute, how the black one will go. So let me show you how to demonstrate how to make the knot. So here's the sixth string right here. So as you can see, it doesn't have a ball end because this is a tie-on string, so it's pretty simple. So I'll edit it, so I'll give you a zoom up so how I can so I'll show you how to do it. So here's what I'm going to show you up close. So you want to take this tail right here. I call this the tail on my right. And then you cross it over like this, just like that, over this part of this head right here. I call this the head. Then you want to take the tail and then feed it through here. So this is a single knot. You want to make sure this part is facing down. The tail part is down. Just like this. It makes it look nicer. Just take your time. Feel free to adjust the tail and the head. Trying to make the knot look nicer, so you can always crease it down a little bit. And now let's go over to the headstock over here. Let me demonstrate that for you. So repeat the same process. So there you can see, it's kind of hard to see here. So let me move back. And oh yeah, that's perfect right here, I guess. That looks perfect. So you want to feed the strings. The string, hold on a second. One second. Facing downwards. Feed it through the hole. Grab again the head. Oh, once again, this is the tail. So the headstock part is the tail. And feed it through like this. So you want to cross this tail on my left right here, going under the head. And like this. Just like that. And boom, just like this. And then you want to take your string winder and just string it this way. Like string wind it this way. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. Here it is. So here's my string winder. And you just string wind it this way, like this, towards the outer way. And there you go. Here's the slack I was talking about. You want to make sure this slack right here is facing toward the top of the hole. But on these right here, this is kind of different because, let me just tune it up. So let me show you what the hole is. So on the, I think this is the A string. Yeah, A string right here. The A string goes to the bottom. The string goes to the bottom. So I'll show you in just a minute. So you can see this high E string right here goes right here to the top of the hole like this. Well, I had to go back and adjust this just a little bit. So just like that. So avoid this touching this part of the wood of the headstock right there. So just use a little less slack on the string part. So once you got it on the peg, I mean the knot right there, as you can see, starting to come together a little bit. So I'll show you that later at the end of the video. So let me go ahead and just demonstrate do the same thing like the knot on the A string right here, and I'll show you the top part. Okay, so here's what I was talking about. So this part right here, I'll show you this G part right here, facing toward the bottom, the slack right here. So face towards the bottom. Same thing with this A string right here. So you can get the idea how I did it. So now let's go ahead and move on to the G string and the low E string. So the low E string is kind of difficult, so you have to loop the string twice. So I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. So here's the G string. Okay, here's the next part. It's the third string. So this is the third nylon string. So what you want to do is just grab this tail once again. I call this a tail. You want to loop it like this. You want to take this, loop it down this loop right here, and back down to the tail part of the bridge. Give it a little knot. I know this isn't the prettiest, so you don't have to make the knot look pretty. So you want this little tail part facing down. You see how these three strings right here, they're all facing down? That's perfect. That's what you wanted to do. So keep this part right here. I'll show you up close. Make sure the string's facing down. You can see the loop part right here. I don't know if you can see that. See the string part of the loop? Now here, we're going to go over here to the headstock once again. And then just feed it through the hole. There we go. And then you can use your finger to help push up the string. So you can either double loop it or just single loop it. So I recommend you double loop it, because I realize whenever you're stringing up a nylon acoustic, sometimes it could detune the string part. So I recommend you double loop it. So go ahead and just double loop it, 1 and 2. Hold on, let me get a little slack here. There we go. Grab this part here. 1. There we go. 1 and 2. And then simply give it not all the way down, and then tune it up all the way. I mean, like this one is, you can see right here, this whole face is down here, so you want to tune it up here. So slack it all the way up. So I think you're supposed. So for my opinion, I think you're going to slack it this way because this is facing toward the bottom. Let me do this off camera, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so here it is, what I was talking about. So what I did is I put a little less slack on it, so I tune it left like this. That's how I did it. So here comes the difficult part about the tuning up the B and low E string. So it is kind of difficult. So I find this to be easy. So I'm going to show you how to tie it double times on the bridge part. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, here's the second string right here. Why did I do it too close? So here's the second string. All right, so now I'm going to open it up. So here we go. So do the same thing process here. Let me just put this little part of the string down here towards my leg. So let me zoom it up a little closer so you can see. So feed it through the hole one more time. I should give you a little close up like this way, but that's okay. You want to take this area and then just feed it through the hole one more time, just to be on the safe side. So feed it through one more time underneath here. If you need, you can just give it a little pull and just give yourself a little slack if you need. And tie this part right here. And then just go ahead and grab this string, go under, and right. Oh, this here, kind of hard to see myself through the string and then back down, just like this, through this groove right here. And just give that a little pull. And boom, it is secure and strong, as you can see. It's not going anywhere. So that's how I did it. When I double loop this strings 2 times, so make sure this is facing towards down of the string, as you guys can see right there. Okay. All right. Then come back here to the string area. You might do the same thing to the G string right there. So there you go. So one thing I actually noticed is I should probably tell you this right now. So the high E and the low E string, so you want to face it towards out of the winding gear part. And then, yeah, it's the same thing like this high E string right here. And then you want to have these, if I remember correctly, A and D string right here facing towards the center of the hole. So that's why I did it. You can see right here. You can see this has a little less slackage. Same with this. You want to match it like that. So here it is at the end. I'm going to show you how the knot looks. Like I said, it's not as perfect. So just you don't want to rush putting on strings at one time, at all the time, I should say. You just want to do it one at a time. Just take your time, have patience of stringing up the strings on your classical guitar. So I'm going to go ahead and tune this up and just clip these off, and I'll give you a little demonstration. So there you have it. So it took me about 1 hour and 8 minutes. Like I said, 1 hour and 8 minutes to do this. So in person. So on the last video I did, it was about 45 minutes on my electric guitar string. So I had to clean and clean the strings, all that stuff. So you get the whole idea. So you can see, let me show you up close. So you can see how the knot looks really nice right here. So feel free if you need to adjust, do something to it and just make it look nicer. So, and there you go. And there's your finished thing right here. That's Thursday. I hope you enjoyed this video post. Until then, I will see you next time. Even more of these videos like this. Спасибо большое. Пока. And stay cool for the summer.